After surviving the trials of Prince Clavex of the Ideneth and the Sapphire Stretch, the orcs spread east seeking their way out of the Fang. They travelled for days, eventually coming across an area known as the Viper Pit, controlled by the True Blood leader known as Slither Seneth. These Splintered Fang were known as the Pit Vipers, serving the Dark Gods, especially that of the Fang, by training new warriors and taming the endless tide of serpents that emerge from the bottomless hole.
What are you doing here, Orc? You step on grounds dedicated to the Viper, and during the time of the Venom Wind.
What the blooming hell was she on about? I'm searching for one of you chaos scum. Crom, you seen him?
You will pay for your stupidity, Orc. Clear bloods you've been training for this day. In the name of the Viper and the Varanspire, destroy them!
Alright then, so here we go, the Pit Vipers, the Splintered Fang warband for today's narrative-based battle plan game. So it's going to be, as you can see, I've kind of separated into a few groups there. The mission is going to be to take out the shield, and my True Blood here, named Slither Seneth, is going to be in the shield with her 3 bodyguards, which are I think they're the Pure Bloods. No, they're the Clear Bloods, and they're her 3 bodyguards. Then we've got Serpent Caller named Silras Seneth, with 3 serpents, obviously. Then that's going to be the dagger, and then on the other side here in the hammer, I've got a Venom Blood with, that is a sword or blade, and barbed whip, and then 3 serpents with her there. So only the 2 named characters, they're the 2 most important in the warband. Obviously training new serpent, Splintered Fang warriors, I suppose you could say, and we'll explain kind of what else is going on in the battle plan once we've checked out what the Bone Splitters and the Fangs of Gorkamorka are bringing today. Alright then, so Fangs of Gorkamorka today, Al, what we got?
Well, that's going to be the dagger, which is the Fang of Morg is back in action. He had a rest last time, but he's back.
Yeah.
And the Totem of Morg and Godog Bone Splitter, the ally, is leading up the dagger.
Nice.
And then we've got the shield with Ogre Gorkfang and the Fang of Gork and the Totem of Gork
at the back,
and then just a lonely little moor boy in the hammer all on his own.
Okay, so my objective will be technically to kill this shield for you. And Ogre has now a once per game ability. If you missed the last game because you're not up on Patreon, if you do want to obviously join Patreon to watch the last game, you can do so, you know completely what's going on. Right then, so today an awesome looking table setup as always. So we've got the Splintered Fang Pit Vipers today, and as you can see there is an endless pit in the middle of this rock formation, and they use this as one massive shrine and gladiatorial fighting pit as well. So essentially it's an endless pit. Not even the Pit Vipers know how endless it is, and yet day after day the Vipers and the Serpents will just keep squirming out of the hole, the massive dark pit of death. These serpents just keep slithering out. Exactly. Well done, Alan. Nice one on the sound effects there. So they'll just constantly keep pouring out of this pit, and it's the season and time of year where they are at their peak for training new warriors, and serpents are coming out like they've never seen before. And so if you don't know about the Splintered Fang, they essentially let serpents constantly bite them so that they gain like a how do I get this? It kind of gives them like an hallucinogen, like buffs them, and they become used to the venom, and they become one with the serpents essentially, and their serpent gods, exactly. And so yeah, they become addicted to it basically, and you have different levels in different fighters of venom within their blood, and that's why some of them are stronger than others and larger than others. But essentially the theme of this game today is going to be that they're fighting around their gladiatorial pit of viper death, and essentially you've got the True Blood leader up top here with her guards, And then you've got the serpent caller down below, who's going to start around the pit to symbolise the serpents coming out. We've got the bone splitters starting in either corner here. That's Alan's shield. That's mine up top there. Objective is for these two to basically kill each other. Cut off the head of the snake if you like. There we go. There we go. That's perfect. And then you've got your dagger down here as well, led by Goodog. And then you've got your single orc coming in on that side. From battle round 2 onwards, my other serpents and my venom blood here will come on around the pit as well to symbolise more stuff coming up. Other than that, yeah, the twist for today is going to be Bloodwind, but I'm going to change it to Venom Wind, basically because of the season that it is and the amount of venom that is around. It's actually now in the air, as well as kind of them injecting it into their veins, etc. There's that much venom around that it's now kind of turned gaseous, and it's now actually in the air too. And whereas the basically Bloodwind usually is if you get hurt, so like if you take even a point of damage, that fighter then gets +1 attacks and strength characteristic for the rest of the battle. And basically what we're going to change the lore of it here to is that if a fighter gets a point of damage, they've formed like a scratch or a wound, and the venom that's in the air has gotten into their blood, into their system. It's given them it's kind of like going to act as a hallucinogenic steroid kind of thing, and it's going to buff that warrior and make them like super crazy with venom in their blood. So really looking forward to this one. It's a really thematic table set up and game today. And then obviously we'll go on to a second game on Patreon later on, so we'll give you a teaser of that afterwards. But let's get into this one and start some rolling off here. So here we go, the Pit Vipers are going to go. It's the Splintered Fang, so it's 222 for me. And then we're going to have 3 singles. Okay, so go for it, Al, see what you get for the Fangs of Gorkamorka. So you're getting 111, double 5 and a single 3. So I currently have initiative. That's pretty good, yeah. So I currently have initiative with the 3 singles, so I'll have to choose my wild dice first. And so we're both going to bank our wild dice, nothing interesting happening first turn. It usually is a lot of movement going on. But for Dominate, it's essentially for the end of the 4th battle round. We need to take out the shield, and whoever comes closest will judge it as we can towards the end. Okay, priority roll, here we go. So the Pit Vipers, and Al's going to get priority, so you will get to set up first. So there we go, we've roughly sorted out deployment now as well. So corners have come in there as we explained earlier, and then my True Blood Slither, she's set up on the top there. And then we've got the Serpent Caller and his serpents just come out of the pit, and he's commanding them now that they've come out to help fight off these bone splitters that have come into the middle of their training sessions. So and then we've got the random little orc down here, the boy, on his own. You can just tell he's going to be some sort of man of the match, don't you? Can't you? Like, he's going to be the hero here. But yeah, other than that, we'll go wild dice. Alan's decided to actually use one as a 555, and I'm going to bank mine for next turn. So that's pretty much going to be it for this for initiative. I'm going to get initiative, so we'll go into Splintered Fang round 1. So first move for me is going to be a serpent. He's going to come. Basically, I think we're just going to go with, you know what, actually, I can actually move 3, then 3. Actually, you know what, I'm going to 3, then jump with some serpents. They're literally, I mean, this is like some snakes on a plane style stuff. Straight down there to within an inch with 6-inch movement. And then I'm going to get an attack action, but that is going to be classed as 3 inches or higher, so I'm going to need to see if these serpents take impact damage. Let's have a look. And I think they do, they take a point of damage. Okay, so essentially the snakes just jumped off, caused themselves a damage, or the vipers, and because of the venom wins, as soon as somebody takes a point of damage, they get +1 attack and strength characteristic, which I've just realised for these serpents is going to be very deadly. So the serpents are really hyped up on overdose of venom, and it's going to be going 6 attacks now into this boy, with strength 4 instead of 3. That is actually going to be 3s now on 6 attacks. Ouchie, okay. Could have been better, to be fair, but I did get a crit. 6 damage from the 1 attack. It could have been worse, to be fair. That's not too bad. Right, let's go with this then. So first action for the bone splitters. You're going to warg?
Yeah.
Trip 5.
Ugga's going to warg with a trip 5, which gives him a base movement. And these two are base movement and 9.
Whoa. And then he's got 2 actions because that was just an ability. So moving 9 onto the first step. First step up to your gladiatorial fight with Slither. Very thematic game, this one. And then it's going to be 9 up to the top step, roughly there, I think. Nice, nicely done. There we go. He's nearly at the top already. There we go, that's Ugga done. And now I'm going to activate a... I think we'll activate another serpent here. The one in the middle here is going to roll to see who he goes after. 1, 2, 3 after the boy. 4, 5, 6, he goes in this direction. A 6, so he's going to be going in this direction. He or she, could be male or female snakes. Okay, so then it's going to be, this serpent isn't going to go crazy and jump off. He's going to move forward to the bottom and a couple of inches along there. There we go, and then it's going to be 6 along the bottom there to take me all the way up to there. And that's the serpent done. So 9 to the first step with the totem, and then you're going to go up the side, or are you just going to go up the steps?
Let me just check.
And moving them up to the top there. Using a triple as well, yeah? You're going to go with +1 toughness.
As a double.
Okay.
And do beast, spirit, juju.
So that the totem does
so that these two
are
+1 toughness, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so then we're going to go Serpent Caller. We're going to go with Silrus. He's going to move straight to the edge here with a move action. Then he's going to use his ranged attack into the boy. So he's going to have to use his ranged 8 attack, which is his throwing darts, and that's going to be single attack, strength 3, toughness 3, so 4s. Don't get it. But then I'm going to use Snake Charmer as an ability and pick for my triple. And I'm going to pick a serpent within 4 inches, which is going to be the serpent there. And basically they get to make a free attack action against the boy. The same again for the serpents, they've got +1 strength and attack, so 6 attacks on 3s. Oh, okay, no crits, lucky. So that's going to be 4 hits, which is 4 damage.
I think I can.
So moving the Fang, he gets pretty much alongside the totem there. There we go. So we'll go with the last serpent for me, and we'll randomise, so 1, 2, 3, it's the orc again. And it will be the orc boy this time, so he's possibly not going to be looking too pretty. So this serpent is also going to leap at your face off the rock, like a crazed serpent, I guess you could say, or viper. So then he's going to jump... So luckily the serpent can only jump off to there, see if I get hurt or not. I do, I take 3 damage. So he's definitely getting a lot of venom in his blood, extra venom in his blood, those serpents. So, and then second move just to get over there, but the jump, I suffer 3 damage for that serpent.
Move him.
Move the totem and activate the totem. Stay in 3 inches away so that you can use your attack with him, yeah?
Yeah.
So then the second action is going to be an attack from the totem into my lonely serpent. Yeah, 3 dice, you haven't been hurt yet.
Strength 3.
Yeah, toughness 3, so 4s. Ooh, 2 crits. Good
That's 8.
It's going to kill it, I think. Well, bang on 8 health. Nice one there. Totem really, really heading in strong there. And it's a serpent down, to be fair. Yeah, 1 death already. Okay, only a few left to go for me, and that's going to be... Slither is going to send out her guards, and they're going to start fighting for her. So let's randomise this, just see what happens. So we'll go from this side to that side on a D3. So a 3, so it'll be the one in the middle. Let's go, boom, 1 in the middle, goes off to the totem, and you're going to be on +1 toughness though. So that is going to be 4 attacks, strength 3, toughness 4 now, so 5s. I get a crit, which is 3 damage. And you're going to double move the Fang, because they don't have the warg in them at the moment. So he's only got his normal double move, and he's going to move up to the edge of the steps. I'm going to go with another True Blood, it'll be the same again, D3. And it's going to be the Fang this time on the far side, so let's go with the one on the far side into him. And he's going to go for an attack action again as well. And the Fang there is only toughness 3, he wasn't there for the Juju buff from the totem, so that is still only 1 hit though, which is 1 damage. So now both the totem and the Fang have taken at least a damage, so they're going to get to the buffs from the Venom Wind. Not good.
Really is
double move, yeah. Good Og's going to do the same. He just really wants to get into some action. He didn't really even get into action last game, did he? I don't think.
No,
he missed watching against the Ideneth. Basically just used the height to get above the tide, and then couldn't get into combat. So hopefully he might do this game. So the last True Blood Guard, sorry, not True Blood Guard, well it technically is a True Blood Guard, but let's go for it. It's going to be on 4, it's the totem again, so Ugga at the moment is looking okay. There she go, there he or she goes, right into the middle there, and it's going to be 4 dice, 5s again here, they're into the totem, because you had the Juju buff. Ooh, that's not bad though, that's 4 damage with a crit and hit. So then you got the Orc boy over here, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's going to go into one of the snakes.
I'll go to the snake closest to the ladder.
Okay, that one's taken 1 damage. So how many attacks? You've been hurt, so that means you're on +1 attack, +1 strength. So you're on 4 attacks, strength 5, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're going to be 4 attacks hitting on 3s. And 2 crits, that should probably do it. Yeah, 8 points will do it, because I'd already taken damage anyway, and the 8 points would have done it anyway, so nicely done. And then it's going to be this serpent, yeah? Let's see if you can do another one full on. All you need is 5 damage, and you could have done it there. Okay, that is one venom angry orc boy right there. Hopped up on venom blood. So that is another 8 points of damage straight out, and I already had 3 there anyway, so congrats to the orc boy, that was pretty beast. I told you he'd be man on that.
You did.
He's going to be, you have to be, you know what, if he does carry on, he's going to have to be renamed as like Viper Slayer or something like that, Serpent Slayer.
He hasn't got a name
exactly,
yet,
so yeah, possibly after this game.
He'll deserve it.
We'll have to wait and see how he does though, because I mean, he's been hurt. We'll wait and see. Okay, so we've got my True Blood Slider. She's going to move to the edge there. Actually, she's going to have to come down, I think. She's going to come down awkwardly. So I'll come down to there, and then for a move, and then I'm going to do my range 2 attack action, which is going to be 4 attacks, strength 4, your toughness 5 with Ugga, aren't you, I think? So that's going to be 5s, I want to say. Oh, I don't think I've done anything there. Yes, he's toughness 5 because of the Beast Juju. So I needed 5s and I won't be getting anything from that. So there we go, not quite in combat, so I was able to use my range 2, so at least she's still a bit ahead of the game there. But otherwise I think that's going to be it for the first battle round there. Pretty awesome stuff already. The Serpent Killer down here, getting a name for himself. But otherwise I think we'll go into initiative roll off for battle round 2, and I'll also bring in my Venom Blood with her 3 serpents out of the pit there as well. Okay, so the Pit Vipers are getting a 222. I think that's more or less the same roll as I got last time, except for I got a double 1 there. So not very high value on the dice, but I got a double 1, 222 and a single. And then an Allen roll for your... So you got a 555 and 3 singles. Okay, pretty cool. I like it. So you could both make 2 quads here if we wanted to, or a quad each. So we'll decide what we want to do with our wild dice, because I banked 1, folks, as well last go. Okay then, so Alatz chooses wild dice first because he's got 3 singles with initiative currently. He made a quad 5. I didn't try to steal initiative, I used my 2 wild dice because I banked 1 to make a quad 2 and a triple 1, because there's some cool stuff that can happen with that. So I'm going to have to let Al get away with initiative, but I've got to now bring in my Venom Blood and her 3 serpents anywhere around the pit within 3 inches. Right then, so I've set up a serpent there for outside the pit, serpent on the boardwalk just over the pit. We've got the Venom Blood and another serpent just over on that side there on the boardwalk. And then it's going to be going into the initiative for Bone Splitters, round 2. So you're going to activate Ugga first. You're going to try and get him out of the way a bit.
Oops. So 4 inches.
So there we go, it's come to the edge there, and then it's going to be on to the Pit Vipers, see what they want to do. Okay, well my True Blood's going to go Slider, and considering that you're within 2 inches already with the totem, she's going to be going for the totem. Okay, so I'm going to activate Slider. She's going to use a quad 2 to activate Paralysing Venom, which is the quad for Splintered Fang. Yeah, so critical hits get the value on the dice, which is 2, added to their damage points. And then after each attack action made by that fighter that's been given the Paralysing Venom, roll a dice. On a 5 or 6, that fighter can't disengage or move until the end of the battle round, which will be the totem. And then I've got 4 attacks range 2, which is why I can target you. So let's see, it's going to be strength 4, toughness 3, because you are no longer jujued. That's the totem dead, that's 9 damage with the Paralysing Venom. And that's the totem down because he'd already been hurt, hasn't he?
7 damage on him already. So.
Yeah, he'd already been quite hurt. And then we'll roll to see where the True Blood will go after that. So it's one of 2 options because they're the closest. We'll go with the Fang and Ugga. Ugga will be 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be Ugga. It's lit. We'll just move her up to there, get within her 2-inch range, and get her up to there. There we go. So there we go, that's her done. Pretty beastly, she took out the totem.
Clear blood.
So you're going to go here into the clear blood with an attack, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's going to be +1 attack because you've been hurt and you have venom in your blood. So you're hyped up. And then you're going to be +1 strength as well. So strength 6, 4 attacks, so you're needing 3s against the little clear blood. You've only got 10 health, so you need 4 more damage here if you want to go into the same one again.
Shall
there
we
we
do
go.
that?
And that will definitely be that clear blood down. Boom. Gets smited by the spear. Or the fang, one of the fangs. Which fang is that? It's Gork, isn't it? Because the shield's on the back. I think we'll attack back with the True Blood. It's quite thematic given that they've just been hit. So we'll go with the True Blood at the back here. He's going to do 4 attacks on strength 3 or toughness 3, so it's going to be 4s. I'm getting 3 hits for 3 damage. 4 damage in total on the Fang at the moment, then another 4 attacks on 4s, which is going to be another 2 damage, which takes you to 6 in total, I believe.
Use
Mega Warg.
Mega Warg.
Mega Warg! With good Warg, get him up there. So what happens with the Mega Warg?
Mega Warg
the value of the ability?
Anyone within 9 inches,
As
which is basically all of these boys, gets the value of the dice added. So his movement is going to be 9
base, and okay, he's got 2 actions to make because that was a free ability.
So,
alright, so yeah, Mega Wargin. Getting 9-inch base movement now. 9, we've already measured it, gets him up here and within an inch of that clear blood there. What a beast. Scrambles up the entire hill. Oh, yeah, definitely a rock face. And straight into that clear blood, and he's just going to smack him right off the other side of it. So 3 attacks on 3s, strength 5. Ooh, that's probably going to take him right out. 12 points of damage. It's only just, to be fair, but he does take him out. So it takes him right out with 1 attack.
6 for a crit and 3 for a
3.
normal.
So yeah, definitely 12 damage. You literally just charged up the cliff face, ran into him and just smite him off the other side of it.
Good dog finally gets in the mix.
Yeah, there's a good old streak of venom across the floor. Right, let's start getting one of these serpents going. Let's go with this serpent here, who will have enough movement to just get up into your face there, and then get an attack action in. Yeah, so it's going to be 1 attack action then from the serpents into Ugga. He's got only toughness 4 right now, I believe. So that is going to be 5 attacks because those serpents aren't hurt. Which means 5 attacks, strength 3, toughness 4 though, I think you are actually. So that is going to be 5s. 1 crit, which is what you want with these snakes. So that's 5 damage into Ugga. Right, we're going to check just to see if Ugga falls off this small cliff face. It's only a couple of inches, but you still technically can fall off it. We'll let you roll it anyway. I'll see if on a 1 you'd fall off. No, because I rolled a crit with the serpent in the attack action, so I could technically push Ugga off the other side there. Also, one thing I did forget to say is very thematic. The giant pit of death, you might recall me saying that it's endless. They don't know how long it goes. So if we push each of us off an edge around the pit, and they fall into the pit, it's auto-death. We're just role-playing that because, I mean, it makes sense. Okay then, so we'll have to just see how this plays out. So that is the serpents. It's on to your activation again, I think, Al. Moving up the Fang, he's got a 9-inch base move as well. So you're just going to get up to there, and then you're going to get within an inch of my True Blood, yeah? Yeah. Making sure that you're within that inch, because she can be annoying when she stays at 2-inch. And now she can't disengage anyway, so that's quite important. Let's go with the other serpent here then. He'll sneak up onto the corner here, I think. Serpents, since they can stick to the wall a bit, we're going to climb across and up to the top with 6. And then it's just going to be a case of attack action for the second one. 5 attacks from the serpents. Your toughness 3, so it's going to be strength 3, and that's going to be 4s. And that is 4 damage. Luckily there were no crits there, so the Fang will not necessarily fall. Running away down the side. Oh wow, he's running away. That's just because you want him to be left alive as the serpent killer. That's very un-Orky, but I do appreciate that he's killed his fair share of serpents, so he's gonna...
So this for again, soldiers. I've done my bit.
So then it's going to be my activation. Serpent Caller's seen you run away. Serpents are going to chase after him, but then his Serpent Caller's going to go in the other direction and help his leader. So Serpent's first move, 6, gets me right across onto the edge of the rock face there. and then slithering across. They're going to jump off again, which will be 3 or more there, down into combat with you, but they won't be able to fight you yet. So that's going to be technically impact damage. See what we get. Wow, 3 points again. Geez, these snakes can't jump. Makes sense, I guess. You can see why they wanted to be on a plane. So your totem's going to go. I think that's your last one to go, El. And he's got the double move, or the extra movement as well from the Mega Warg. Get him up to there with 1 move. There we go. Totem can't quite stay on because of his massive totem he's holding. But you're within 3 inches then to attack the serpents, because I think you're 3-inch range, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. So technically you're stood like here, so you'll be in range of the serpents. So then 1 attack action after your first move, because you had Mega Warg. Oh, 2 crits. I think you've taken out the serpents
8
there.
points.
Okay, so definitely took out the serpents there. If you want to roll on a 1 just to see if you pushed them off the edge as you killed them. No. Snake Charmer's going to move 5 to the edge and 4 to the edge, sorry. Then 6 for the rest of the movement gets me up on the top. I'll have to move the totem a bit. I'm leaning the totem over there because he's kind of climbing a bit still there.
He's ducking?
Yeah, technically it's a flat surface, so he's not climbing in terms of Warcry, but Serpent Caller had enough movement to get up to the top there with a double move. Then he's activated, but at the end of his activation, he's going to use Snake Charm. That is going to have to actually be the Serpent Caller. I was planning to use Snake Charm, but it's the serpents here at about 5-6 inches away, so I was going to use it originally, get him up to here on the boardwalk, then use it on the serpents here, but Al took him out, so well done. I've now got the Venom Blood last of all, because Alan's been with all of his models. He's going to make a move action up to there on the edge, knocking off some serpents. Then I'm going to spend my 1/1 now as a double for poisoned weapon, so my attack action will, basically my strength classes as 1 higher than the target's toughness, which is really handy against Ogre as well, actually. So then my combat attack is going to be 3 attacks, strength 1 higher than you, so it's going to be on 3s, which are not actually too bad. Oh, that's savage, but that is still 2 points of damage though. 2 points on Ogre. Didn't get a crit, so we can't push him off the edge there. There we go, it really is a fight atop this cliff face now. This thing is going to get crazy in Battle Round 3, I think. And then there's the lone serpent killer. Hopefully he'll live by the end and kill another set of serpents, but who knows. But we'll go into initiative roll-off. Battle Round 3, all reserves are in now as well. Okay, so the Pit Vipers, getting a double 6, and I think that's 4 singles, that's crazy. So I might well be getting initiative this round, but let's see what the Bone Splitters gets. And you're getting a double 5, double 2, and 2 singles. Okay, so I've got to decide first. We've both got 1 wild dice each this round. Right then, so I had to go first because I had 4 singles. I made a double 5 and I have a double 6. Al made a double 6 afterwards, so he's got 3 doubles. So interesting. But I will get initiative here going into Battle Round 3. Right, I think we're going to have to randomise a bit here now, narrative based anyway. So Serpent Caller, True Blood, or the Venom Blood. So we'll go front to back on D3. I rolled a 2, so it's going to be the Serpent Caller. Yes, so Silras, the Serpent Caller, he will attack into the Fang, and I've got 1 higher than your toughness at the moment, so there's not really use for many abilities. Actually, you know what? I'll use Onslaught as a basic ability, a universal ability for him, so I'm going to be on +1 attack against the Fang. So I'm on 5 attacks now, range 2, strength 4, so I'm needing 3s here. Oh, that's going to hit. So the Fang takes 12 damage. I'm going to roll here to see if I roll a 1. If that's the case, I'll push him off the cliff. That's going to hit. Nope, luckily he stays on. He hangs on to the edge. Second load of attacks. Still got Onslaught here with +1 attack. 5 attacks on 3s. That's not as good. So that's going to be no crits and no pushing off. And it's going to be 4 more points of damage. So he's up to 20 damage in total, this one, on the edge. The Fang of Mork, I believe that is. So he's got 10 health left. Spent my double 5 there to do that ability as well for Onslaught. So the Fang of Mork is going to go for my leader. Yeah, it's your first activation. Are you going to use any abilities there, or are you just going to go with as it is? You're hurt though with that Fang now, so Fang of Mork has Venom in his blood, or their blood, and they're going to be +1 attack, +1 strength. So we were just taking a look. The Fang of Mork does have a Let Us artifact, Chronomantic Dial, from earlier in the campaign, but he's not going to use that because you have to spend an action to actually gain it. So you'd rather use Onslaught, yeah?
I'm going to use Onslaught
Double 2, which just gives you +1 attack
So
for free, aside from using the ability dice.
It gives me 4 attacks.
5 because you've got venom wind on the in your veins. So you've got venom in your blood. You're on way more strength than my toughness, so you're going to be on 3s with 5 attacks now. Oh, and that's a chance of pushing her off. This could be thematic as hell, actually. So that's got her down to 2 health already. So you've nearly killed her anyway. She's like limping on the edge. Roll a dice to see if you get a 1. Oh, you couldn't actually. Oh my god, it couldn't be any more thematic. You've literally pushed her towards the edge with this giant spear of Mork, and literally she's that injured you can't do anything about it. You get to push her off on a 1. That you saw it, guys. That's just like, I mean, I was hoping somebody would get pushed into the pit, but that's awesome. Yeah, Al can place her wherever he wants to. Places her into the pit.
Down in the bottomless pit.
Turns, jabs her with the spear, and
like
she just
snakes. Have some snakes.
Yeah, it's like, this is Orc Sparta. Kicks her off the edge down into the massive pit of darkness. And how ironic that she's been training tons of Splintered Fang on the edge, probably pushed several people into it over the years that haven't lived up to their worth. And along comes Ugga and his Fangs of Gorkamorka, and the Fang of Mork just kicks her off the edge into this pit of darkness. You couldn't have asked for any more thematic there, twist there. That's so cool. You've actually got one more action. You've got 5 attacks still, so you're going to go into the Serpent Corner?
Yeah.
See if you can push him off the edge. Oh, you got a crit as well. Alright, you can't write this stuff. And that is going to be toughness 4 though here, and you're way more strength though actually. So it's going to be 3s, so that is how much damage there? Probably killed him anyway. So you killed him anyway with 18 damage. That's ridiculous when you buff the spears. Just roll to see if you fall anyway. No, she doesn't. So you just kill her and she just falls onto the edge down. Let's say you kick her body off, but yeah, she or he is dead. But yes, that's Silrus down as well. Oh my god, this I mean, I said that the Serpent Killer might be man of the match, but I think Fang of Mork gets it here. But that's him activated, him completely done. Took out my leader and the Serpent Caller, so the 2 main fighters in the Pit Vipers warband. And then over here we've got my Clear Blood left. That's the only one of my fighters left in the shield, folks.
Obviously, having a rest last batch did him good.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, if you didn't watch the Patreon video, the Fang of Mork took a rest and didn't happen to go to the beach side where they fought the Ideneth in the last episode. But that was awesome, loving it. My activation. So I think it's going to be either my Serpents or the Venom Blood to attack Ugga here. So 1, 2, 3, it's the Venom Blood. So it's the Serpents, interesting. So the Serpents here are going to use Poisoned Weapon for my double 6, which means they count as 1 strength higher than your toughness, which is going to be really good for them. So they're going to be hitting on 3s. 5 attacks, because they haven't been hurt yet. So on 3s, that's 2 crits and a single. That's going to be 9 damage. 9 damage for the first attacks. I also rolled a crit, so let's see if I push you off that little cliff edge. I do, okay. I won't hurt you because it's less than 3 inches, but I will place you outside of the my True Blood there. Okay, so the Serpent's lashed out at Ugga and he's fallen off slightly there. No impact damage because it wasn't higher than 3 inches. But then the Serpents will just make a move down in between the 2 there and just block you off a little bit.
How much damage
but that was 9 damage from that attack action there. So Ugga's only got 9 health left right now, but it is your activation. Okay, so then the Fang of Gork's going to try and end this and go for the Clear Blood. Yep, Onslaught with the double 5 there.
Yep.
Plus 1 attack, and he's been hurt as well, so that's 5 attacks again. That's brutal when you get all those upgrades. Very thematic this game, really enjoying this one. That wasn't the best.
Oh, no.
That's only 2 hits, which means probably still enough actually. 6 damage? Okay, not quite enough, so you need 4 more damage to kill him. You've done it there, I think. Just about with 3. No, you got 4 hits. You definitely done it there. So took out the Clear Blood, and that's it. Woo! The Orcs Warg on the top of the cliff face. They're like, we did it. We took out the Pit Viper. We took out Slither, and we took out Silrus. They both went down. Fang of Mork, man of the match for me, definitely. And you managed to live, even though a serpent chased him. The serpent killer lived. So he, I think, now deserves the name Al, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
You might have to try and remodel him somehow with some serpents. Maybe in his hand, that might be cool. But yeah, that's a really, really cool game. I think it's one of the best ones we've had, actually, just for the theme of it all. Tried my best to come up with a cool scenario and setting for the Splintered Fang, and I think it definitely worked. What do you think, Al? Good game? Enjoyed that one? Yeah.
Just kicking that dude into the pit. Just awesome.
Yeah, kicking her into the pit was awesome. Like, and you will have killed my leader as well, actually. So when we do the points now for the end of this game, you'll get a bonus point for killing my leader, actually. And you've killed a lot on the table this game, so that'll give you some nice points. You've won the game as well for 5 points. So what we'll do now, folks, actually talking a little bit more about it, Goodog as well managed to get in this game and kill something that was pretty cool. I think he'll be very good in the future if you can get him in. He looks quite tanky. Uga survived as well just about this game. And we saw a few nice abilities being used. I think it was a very, very thematic game, and I really enjoyed this one. What we'll do now is we'll go on to sort out some points, etc., and the aftermath from this episode. And then, like I say, as we usually do after that, we'll give you a tease of the Patreon game, which you can sign up to in the top right-hand corner if you really enjoyed this. And then you'll be able to access the full campaign. You can watch the last episode that you may have missed if you weren't signed up to Patreon and watch that, which was against the Idenef Deepkin. The Bone Splitters were surprised by them as they trapped them in a huge bubble under the ocean with a giant wave. That was a really cool game as well. You can sign up and watch that. And this follow-up game, we'll give you a tease at the end and see if that entices you to sign up as well. But very awesome game here. We'll go into the aftermath now. Right then, so here we go. Let's get on to some calculating of points now, or glory points after that episode for the Pit Vipers. So it's going to be glory points. You took part in a campaign battle, so that's a point. You got, you took out the leader. That's the first time you've done that, actually, because you pushed her down a pit. I'm tempted to give you a bonus glory point for that, but you know, we'll stick with the glory for now. So that's 2. At least 1/3 of the fighters in your opponent's warband were taken down. Let's just work this out a second. Right, so we've just worked out how many fighters you took down. So essentially, there were 3 left on the battlefield, so you definitely took down at least 1/3. If at least 2/3 of your fighters in your opponent's warband were taken down, you did at least 2/3. So that's another point. All of the fighters didn't take down every fighter. It was very close. I don't think in a campaign battle, unless you play beyond winning the game, that you're ever going to get all the fighters, unless the objective is to kill them all, which we will possibly do at some point. But for now, that's just a bonus glory for 2/3. Then it's going to be won the battle for 5 points. So there was only 1 point that game that Al didn't get, so that's probably your best game yet. That was really good. So you got 9 from that battle.
9?
9
oh, nice.
points.
Well,
so what are you up to in total?
I was on 22, so I'm now
on
31.
30, so you can get a bonus territory. So you get a territory for every 10 glory points you get, I believe. So
if that's how you choose to spend it, which I will.
You got 3 territories now.
We're having that snake pit.
Yes. So one thing we did forget to say before the game is Al's currently now on 1,100 points per game because he's got 2 territories. Now that he's got 3 territories, he's going to be up to 1,150 points per game because he has 3 territories. There was no greater artifacts or traits this battle, so it's just going to be one normal lesser artifact at the end, which we'll do at the end. But first we need to resolve deaths, and as you can see we have the totem of, is that Gork?
Yep.
Totem of Gork. So we need to roll a 2d6, Al, just here for me, just see if he goes or not.
And he currently has 1 destiny level.
Yeah, so you don't really want to lose him.
And brutal but cunning, so we don't want him to die if we can help it.
You're going to be fine, I think, at 9, 6 plus full recovery, so you're okay there.
Sweet.
Because I think, to be honest, I would probably say if the totems died that they wouldn't be replaced for the rest of the campaign, to be honest. Whereas the Fangs, I feel like they're too important to the tribe, so they'd kind of replace them with people. So that's how we're probably going to play that. But what I will say, he's fully recovered, so that's fine. So what we'll do now is cut to the fighters that lived this battle and see if they gain destiny levels. and then I'll be able to roll on my Bone Splitters Fangs of Gorkamorka campaign upgrade table as well. Okay then, so as you can see, we have the surviving fighters from this battle, so pretty good turnout again. The last battle you had against Ideneth was not bad either, but I don't think you got really many upgrades from that game. So let's see if you do this time. So it's going to be 5 up on single dice. Let's go left to right. Okay, 6. Wow, so the first Fang will upgrade a Destiny level. If you roll all of them in, then we'll sort it out else. So do another one. Okay, so both of the Fangs are upgrading for a Destiny level. Oh, it's guts.
We gotta do that, yeah.
Totem of Mork. Oh, wow, 3 6s. Okay, keep going, keep it going. Good on. Oh, 5. He upgrades as well. This is crazy. What are you doing to me, Al? Oh my god, 6 up. I'm not like. This
Finally, Ogre gets an upgrade.
Come on, the Serpent Killer. As if the Serpent Killer got a 4.
Shame.
Oh no, he's just earned his name and he doesn't even gain a Destiny level. But that's quite impressive, Al, I'm not going to lie. That was 4 6s in a chance of 6. That's, no. Yeah, 6 dice.
It's
4 6s in a
statistically
fight.
improbable.
it is, isn't it? Let's be honest. But that means we're going to have some crazy upgrading here to do. So we'll sort out the Destiny levels then. So start with the Fang of Gork on the left hand side. What are they currently? Fang of Gork.
1, so he's on 2
so he's now
now.
2 Destiny levels. He already has
A Skin of Flame Owl.
Oh, Skin of
plus
Flame
1
Owl.
move.
Yeah, so he had the +1 move, which you've probably actually been missing last game, but it's so hard to keep track of these upgrades. So now he gains a Destiny level, and you get to roll on my table.
I never remember my Destiny rerolls either.
No, we've been forgetting that, to be fair. You get, it's not amazing. You get, like, for however many Destiny levels you have, you can re-roll 1 dice in the entire battle for however many Destiny levels you have. So it's okay, but I don't think it'd make a massive difference. It's only 1 dice, so I can see why we forget that. But if you can roll a 2d6 for me, just in front, for the Fang of Gork, see what he gets on my table. So that's a 3, which you just have to gain an upgrade from my table on a 3. So roll the 1d6 this time. A 1, you get Insatiable Warg. The fighter has been part of the Greater Warg for so long that they believe they can do anything and will throw themselves into any fight. They can choose to roll an extra d3 and add it to this fighter's movement, but it must end its move within 1 inch of an enemy fighter. If you cannot, then you must end your base movement only. So basically, it's kind of like a charge almost, so you get an extra d3 to your movement to help you get into combat, basically. So it's quite interesting. So it's kind of, he gets advance, like in 40k, things like that. Like a run move. So let's do 2d6 for the is it 2d6? Sorry, what am I doing? D6, sorry, for the first table, wasn't it? No, sorry, I was right. 2d6. 2d6 for the next Fang. That's Fang of Mork. A 7. That's gonna be. The fighter can choose between an upgrade from the table or add 1 to its move characteristic. So then both of your Fangs would have +1 move if you chose that. That could be handy.
That'll be easier to keep track of as well. I'll do that.
Yeah, and then you've got the... and they gain a Destiny level, yeah? There we go. So that's the first Destiny level for the Fang of Mork. You've got quite a few fighters nearing on 3 Destiny levels actually, which is interesting. But what we'll do now, you've got the Fang of
the
Mork.
Totem of Mork.
Totem of Mork, sorry.
Who has
Is
2 Destiny levels.
2 Destiny levels.
He's yet to use his massive headbutt.
So he's up to 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 means roll on it anyway. But it does give you extra stuff, so go for it. 5. There we go. So you got a 5, which is the same as before, so you can get +1 movement, or sorry, you get both in this circumstance. So you get to Yeah, that's right. So you get +1 move for him, and then you get to choose any upgrade you want from my table, because that's his 3rd destiny level, which is pretty awesome. You could give him the My Precious, that's quite good.
Yeah, I was eyeing that
You
up.
can ignore each point of damage on a 6.
Each point?
For each damage this fighter takes a roll on the dice, so it's like Feel No Pain. Yeah, on a 6.
I'll have that.
So, My Precious, some Bone Splitters will find a personal object or totem that resembles Gorkamorka to them, and believe that it makes them stronger, so sometimes they will even be seen sitting and staring at it and muttering random nonsense. Because they're that enticed by this object. And basically, it means that he's that buff now that he can ignore each damage on a 6, so it's like Feel No Pain, essentially.
It's gone to his head.
Basically, it's gone to his head, yeah, so he's got like 3 now upgrades from that table. He's got +1 move, I think that's it for him.
+1 deployment range.
+1 deployment range, sorry.
Massive headbutt, and he's got a buffer brew.
If you want to remind yourselves what those are, folks, remember that you can download my table if you want to use it for your own Bone Splitters campaign in the link in the description below. Otherwise, let's do the next one. Let's keep this going. So that was the Totem of Mork. We've got Goodog now. Goodog.
Come on, Goodog.
He can upgrade like the rest, so he gained a destiny level anyway, so you can do that. And then you want to roll your 2d6 again, which was a 7, right? Is that what you just got?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 7. So a 7 is going to be, and then you want to roll a d6, unless, well, it depends if you want the table or not. So it's the same as before, +1 move or table. Table. For a 3, that is Cunning but Brutal. So re-roll 1 dice each time you make an
he's
attack
already
action.
got Cunning but Brutal.
Has he? Re-roll it then.
Re-roll.
A 1, that is the Insatiable Warg again, so he gets the extra d3 movement when he makes essentially a charge. So if you have to end your movement within range of the enemy fighter you're targeting, and if you don't, you just have to use your base movement. So it's quite a handy thing to have, especially for Goodog. So he's got Insatiable Warg. Then another 2d6 for Ugga. Let's see. Oh, Ugga hasn't gained a destiny level yet.
No, not yet.
So he finally gets a destiny level here. And then roll on the 2d6, see what he gets. 6. Not got higher than 7 today. That is the same. Add 1 to your move or table. 1 +1 move for Ugga could be quite handy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take that.
And then we're going to go Serpent Caller. Didn't gain a destiny level, did he actually? Sorry. So it's only Ugga. We should have taken him out. So he has gained his name from killing many a serpent killer, but unfortunately didn't gain a destiny level this time. But at least he isn't dead. But yeah, so lots of nice upgrades there for the other 5. 5 of your main fighters there really as well, and you've now got a 3-level destiny level fighter as well. That's pretty impressive. So that is going to be it for now for upgrades and aftermath, except for actually you've got a roll for a lesser artifact. Could you get a lesser artifact each battle? You happen to find one wherever you go. So once you've fought in an area, you basically loot the area and see if you can find a lesser artifact. So what you want to do for that is...
I think I shall name him Grug Snakebane.
Grug Snakebane, there we go. Now you've got to roll to see if you get a lesser artifact. So it's going to be on... We'll use the red as the 10, because it's a d66. 34. That is going to be a jar of Caimonic glowflies. So these are flies that have come from the realm of Cayman. Given that it's the 8 points as well, it makes sense that you get a mix of everything in it around here. And we are in the jungle, so that makes a lot of sense. So jar of Caimonic glowflies, native to Cayman. These lament insects are regarded as symbols of good fortune. And it's a perishable, add 1 to the move characteristic of the bearer. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Consumable. The bearer can use this lesser artifact as an action. If they do so, add 1 to the value of abilities. Whoa! To a maximum of 6 used by the bearer until the end of the battle. That's pretty cool. I can't remember who has lesser artifacts right now. Does Ugga have one? He has his greater one.
He has a greater
one. Lost the lesser one?
Yeah, he lost the... he had that... fancy vest.
I mean, you can't give lesser artifacts to your allies, So if you want my advice, give it to Ugga, because then you'll get +1 value to your wargs. That could be quite good. And perishables, or consumables, sorry, so bearer can use this lesser artifact as an action, but using lesser artifacts, consumable, the bearer is the fighter that bears the lesser artifact, some lesser artifacts are consumable. These give the bearer a 1-use action they can make when activated. Once the action has been made, the lesser artifact is then removed from the warband roster. So you'll only be able to use that once. But now we will leave you with, and other than that, we'll see you next time.